You ever wonder why some people love working out and for other people it's just this terrible chore? Well, today we're going to talk about 4 reasons why that is, what conventional wisdom usually tells you to do, and then what you should actually do to solve the problem. I'm Griffin from the North Star Body, where we offer solutions to start or restart your fitness journey and your active lifestyle, and I'm joined today by the roosters, the birds, and the dogs of Tangier. But let's not let them stop us. Let's get right into it. Number 1 is the most obvious, I think. Number 1 is joint pain, or any kind of pain. If you're restricted or tight or inflamed or just in pain, no movement's going to be enjoyable, even if you like the activity. And that's going to stop you from doing it long term, especially if it leads to injury. Now, most people will tell you, well, you got to do more mobility drills, or you have to do some stretching, or you should supplement your training with yoga. And all that can be fine depending on the person, but really, it's not going to be a long-term fix until you solve the movement dysfunction problem. So the solution instead is to train in a way that supports your joints moving the way that they're supposed to move, and especially the way that you move most of the day, which is the walking pattern. And so instead of going and doing your hard training and then having to correct that hard training with mobility drills that aren't really related to it at all, your training should encompass the type of mobility that you need and the type of strength and athleticism that you need to train your joints to realign themselves in a way that makes you move naturally pain-free. Number two is that you're just stressed. Your whole day is stressful and it drains you, and by the time it's time to work out, you just don't have the energy for it. And this is a really common problem with really terrible solutions, in my opinion, that people are offering. Most people will say, well, you just got to be disciplined. You just got to find the time. Everyone has the same 24 hours in a day. I could go on and on. But the real solution is to first address the stress. You need to regulate your nervous system so that you are out of this high-functioning, anxious, stressed place that's draining you of energy at a whole bunch of systemic levels in your body. Once you're there, then your body can actually handle, and your nervous system can actually handle the stimulus of more intense exercise bit by bit. So if you're so stressed that you can't bring yourself to work out, the issue is not a motivation problem. The issue is the stress itself and your ability to handle and bounce back from that stress. So working on that first is going to serve you much better than just trying to push through and find time to work out, which can actually make your stress worse in the long term. Reason number 3 is something that nobody talks about. Reason number 3 is exercise causing anxiety. And you might not even realize it, but there are plenty of studies showing people's breathing rate and their nervous system starts to jack up when they start to anticipate exercise. Now, this causes you to breathe faster, which causes you to eventually gas out faster. So if exercise feels like you just can't get a handle or a control on your level of arousal, then this might be due to pre-exercise anxiety. And if you're experiencing this, the best way to do it is to find ways to downregulate your nervous system, especially through breath control, before you exercise so that you're able to conserve energy and actually enjoy the exercise instead of being sort of erratic in both your body and your mind for the whole workout. Number 4, the last one, is kind of related, which is that you just don't know how to breathe during exercise. Now, everybody takes breathing for granted, but how deep, meaning low in your body, are your breaths when you're exercising? Because the lower the breath, the more oxygen exchange you get. That's where most of the alveoli are in the lungs, the bottom part of the lungs. If you're breathing too fast, you're expelling too much carbon dioxide, which is going to constrict your blood vessels and constrict your airways, making it feel harder to breathe, even though you're breathing more. I could go on and on about all of the breathing dysfunctions and how they relate to exercise, but if you've never thought about the way you're breathing or training the way you're breathing, and exercise sucks for you, that's the first place I would start.